Hi, my name is Savon Smith. And today, I'm gonna speak to you guys about the American Samoan culture. One thing that interested me about the American Samoan culture were the different lifestyles, and a big part was how they celebrated. Growing up, I thought that Samoans were big, fat. They wrestled like like Chinese wrestlers, and they had like long hair, and it was very tribal. But doing some research, I realized that it wasn't. That's not like that at all. Um, so some research about some of the Samoan cultures, where the Samoan Islands are located in the south, in the southern Pacific Ocean, and parts of Polynesia. The islands are broken up into two regions. That's the regular Samoans, and that's the American Samoans. Samoa consists of four main islands: Apalu, which is the capital of Apai, the largest island of Hawaii, and two smaller islands between them. Um, so mostly Samoans speak mostly Polynesian dialect. Um, Samoa is a major Polynesian dialect. It's as and similar to Hawaiian, Tongan, and Tahitian languages. It's not necessarily mutually intelligible with the other dialects, although many words are identical or nearly identical with identical or similar meanings. So we have different approaches to going about people from that are Samoans. So we have the formal approach, which we're talking about high talking chiefs. Um, they speak politely, and they speak the way that other people can understand on the island. And they're cherished, and they're used as a symbol of cultural identity. Then we have the informal approach. So they're so these people are called orders, or the Tufeo, and they operate as a chief of the family, and communicate family stories and histories. So they pass down stories from generation to generation orally. Simple, simple. Orders use a specialized form of rhetoric to tell the histories of the people, political and religious insights, and to inform the village of important news. Um, one of the one of the things that Samoans like to do is fire dancing. Dancing in their culture is very important, and that it happens a lot. One second. Um, so they have their most basic. They teach it. They have their most basic form of fire dancing, and it's called the fire knife. It's a traditional Samoan implement that is used in ceremonial dances. So this dance is used weddings, funerals, um, when babies are made, all things like that. Knife dancing has a history which goes back hundreds of years. Tribals performers of fire knife dancing, or savai sai, as it's called in Samoa, dance while twirling the knife and doing other aerobic stunts. Sasa. Sasa is their dance. So there's no specific sasa. Every sasa is different. Generally, the sasa is performed by a large group of people. It is normally performed sitting down, but there are parts of the dances where that require the group to stand up. A sasa will always begin with the falun, a yelling tolobo, which tells the group to blow their heads, and nofo for the group to sit up again. In a sasa, you will chant like "tail of a," which is saying greetings, and in the beginning, and tofa, which is farewell at the end. So every sasa starts with a greeting and an ending. Something else that's big in their culture is tattoos, called pei. The pei is the proper name of the traditional male tattoo of Samoa. The pei covers the body from the waist to knees. In Samoa custom, a pei is only done in the traditional way, with aspects of cultural ceremony and ritual, and not with the European tools or needles. Samoan males with pei are called sogamatai, and are respected for their courage. The traditional female tattoo in Samoa is malu. And in Samoan society, the pai, and the malu are viewed with cultural pride and identity as well as hallmark of manhood or womanhood. So whenever you get one of these body tattoos that goes from your waist all the way down, you're looked at as becoming a man and or a woman. So you're no longer a child. You are expected to do the duties of a man and a woman. Tattoos mark the transition into adulthood. Traditionally, they're only mandatory for men and the chief's daughters. A man with a full tattoo is seen as having courage, and one without any tattoos is marked for ridicule. So, in order for you to be looked at as a man of courage, someone who's looked at highly, you have to have tattoos. And when you don't, you pretty much aren't paid attention to. Tattooists is highly respected and served first at ceremonies. They're also feared and were thought to possess magic. And at the end of the tattooing, traditionally, an egg is cracked over the head of the person getting it, and the legs are anointed with coconut oil, turmeric as a symbol of life. Um, Samoans, I thought, like I said, tribal. I'm thinking old and older time, so I'm thinking that they wear grass skirts and coconut for bras. It's not true. So they have formal and informal dress wear. So most Samoans prefer to wear white to church on Sundays. Bikini, swimming suits, and sometimes swimming pants are banned at many traditional villages. And darker colored tops are considered more appropriate for formal occasions. And civil servants often wear darkly colored uniforms. Those are more the formal wear. Now, some of the informal wear are things that we wear today that are more prevalent in today's society. Um, all Samoan clothing begins with a traditional lava lava, which is a single piece of cloth worn around or wrapped around their waist as a skirt that both men and women wear. Some Samoans wear bright, colorful floral blouse or top with the lava lava. Most Samoans prefer to wear a t-shirt over their lava lava, as this is considered appropriate for everyday wear. And Samoan women typically wear pultesa, which is similar to muumuu and was introduced by the early Christian missionaries. Um, just like in any society, in any culture, just like in any culture, we have male and female roles. So, and for males, the primary role is to be the head of the household. He strives to be to elect he strives to be the elected Matai chief. So he strives to be the chief of his clan. If selected, he will prestige over all extended family. The Matai manage all land and properties held by the family. He settles domestic disputes. He coordinates household labor. He promotes unity and maintains tradition. Males will predominantly hold jobs and be the breadwinners. Jobs tend to be centered around hard manual labor. For women, the primary role is to be a wife and childbearer. Typically, a woman's status reflects her husband's title. So the higher your husband is, the higher you are looked at as a woman. Um, Women must maintain a clean and orderly household. They must take care of their children. They will partake in numerous crafts and domestic labors, such as sewing, weaving mats, laundry, most of the cooking. Today's women are able to hold jobs much like men. They also have more social power in Samoan society, and nursing um, has also become huge for women in Samoan and American Samoan cultures. We're going to talk about Fafani, which is a third gender to them. Fafani are known as homosexuals. There are no social stigmas against the Fafani in Samoan culture, in American Samoan culture, and they have a varied sex life. But mainly their relationships are with men. Fafani are transvestite males who fulfill the duties of a woman. They perform all of the domestic roles that a woman would in the household, and they're very hard workers. And some of the things that some of the stereotypes are that Samoans are big on demons and voodoo, demons and voodoo. It's actually not true. Um, so and some things that are taboo in their culture. You want to avoid walking through villages during the evening prayer. And this usually lasts for about 10 to 20 minutes, and is often marked at the beginning and end by the bell or blowing of a conch shell. Um, you don't want to be nude or topless for women, and you don't want to be in swimming. Oh, and swimming and sunbathing are not allowed. And shoes should never be removed before entering a fail. A fail is like a longhouse that they have, is their home. And you always want to ask permission from your host before taking photos in the village. Thank you.